It gives me great pleasure to bring on board Rajesh Gopinathan and Nikunj Subramaniam to talk about the way forward for TCS for FY22. Now, they've made the impossible look easy in FY21 while world was struggling with the COVID crisis. TCS and the Indian IT sector has really managed to reboot itself. The investments in the right place are now clearly reflecting, and there is a promise of strong growth and a strong outlook for FY22. So let's discuss the macros, the fine print, and the understanding of the business cycle with Rajesh and with NGS. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you and thank you for joining us. Rajesh, let me pick up words from yesterday's analyst call in the press conference, and the way you are describing FY22 is in the following manner. We see a much better visibility of growth, robust pipeline, and significant deal built up. So the outlook is quite robust. But how should investors and our viewers understand FY22 given that the denominator and the base effect would be at play? What is the real normal for the industry now?
Thank you, Nikunj. Good morning and to you and all your viewers and your colleagues. The way to think about FY22 is to see it in context of FY21. Definitely the low base of FY21 provides support into FY22. However, what is more encouraging is the very strong exit that we have seen. As you know, we are coming off a trajectory of 4% plus Q-on-Q growth for the last 3 quarters. So the exit gives a very strong confidence. But most importantly, I think it is also about the nature of demand that is shaping up and the move into what we call the growth and transformation agenda that is causing us a lot of excitement as we look forward beyond FY22 into the new opportunities that we are participating in.
Rajesh, you have specifically mentioned that a new IT architecture is getting created centered around solutioning and cloud, and you feel that this factor would be at play for 3 to 5 years. How should one understand the way forward? Do you think it will be equally spread for next 3 or 5 years, or FY21 was just the beginning and now we could be not in for incremental growth but exponential growth? The word going forward from the new reboot, Rajesh, is it incremental or is it exponential?
Nikunj, difficult to say. Let me give it to you from the context of TCS. We believe that there are 2 demand drivers at play here. One is on the technology side, where we have spoken about the shift into cloud and the large-scale technology re-architecture that is in progress, which is a medium-term opportunity in our view and will provide demand visibility and sustenance into the next few years. But we are also very excited about the second leg of this demand, which is a culmination of a lot of investments that we have been making and a journey that we have started off now into what we call the growth and transformation agenda of our clients. That is, we are at very early stages of it, and we are taking on a fairly well-established incumbency there. And as we gain share there and as we steadily increase our presence, we believe that it provides a multi-year roadmap on transformation for us also as a company.
NGS, good morning to you once again. NGS, in the past, TCS has not shied away from calling the the challenges, which is when there was challenge with Diligenta, when there was problem with Japan, when there was volatility in the India business. So to your mind for FY22, one side is the entire tailwind which is coming from the new reboot in the IT space. But what about the traditional businesses? What about the challenging points for FY22?
Good morning, Nikunj. Thank you for having me with you. The traditional services, traditional opportunities, whether it is outsourcing or large deals, they are at play, and I think TCS has mastered it. And we have our share, and that share continues to grow. But then everybody is doing large deals now, right? Everybody is working on those traditional opportunities. But what we see is the nature of the demand that Rajesh articulated, where there is an opportunity to participate in the upstream work that our customers are looking for as they try to expand their portfolio or penetrate new market opportunities. in such upstream engagements, what is required is to anticipate such needs, bring everything to the fore, and then lead the journey for our customers, right? In that kind of an opportunity, I think the contextual mastership that we have, the domain knowledge that we have, the cloud expertise that we have, the algorithms and artificial intelligence that we have, the enterprise agile journey that we have, all of them are very important, very crucial. Being a software engineer at heart, what I see is it's like starting my career all over again. And because I'm so excited about doing some of those engagements, whether it is for a private bank wanting to do everything tokenized and crypto private banking, or let's say, changing the whole retirement services into a new way of working, new way of providing that experience for our customer like State Street. It's been a fantastic opportunity at play. And we want to actually play in that upstream opportunity. And that's the growth and transformation thing that Rajesh articulated. And that is, if we play that well, and I think we are gearing ourselves to play that well, then the opportunity of growth is going to be exponential.
Rajesh, last year was a tough year for global growth. And TCS managed to grow, you were able to reboot your business. This year, global growth would be much better, and especially in Europe and also in US. How will that translate back into the real growth? Historically, we always look at the US growth, the European growth, and tend to compare the business environment. Should we do it? Or in this new model, that also needs to be reworked?
I think definitely that will provide support and demand visibility. As you look at our deal pipeline, or the deals that we have announced, you will find that there's a steady increase in the North America slice of business. And you're seeing growth coming across multiple geographies and multiple verticals. So there is a broad-based growth momentum that we are seeing, and which will provide support into the short to medium term.
NGS, who currently has the pricing power? TCS or your customers?
I think in the traditional opportunities, probably, there's always going to be pricing pressure. There's always going to be optimization that is going to be at play. And it's going to be compounded by the fact that, there are a lot of automation and artificial intelligence-based self-healing things that are going to be at play. But on the newer opportunities and newer services, I think, the pricing power is with the players like TCS, and that's going to be pricing resilient at least for the medium term.
NGS, let me take the clock back. 2014-15, TCS started reporting the digital business independently, and I remember Chandra and you and Rajesh, you started mentioning that there is high growth in the digital business and the migration has happened and the traditional business was slowing down. So the new business which we are describing, the new architecture in the post-COVID world which has got created, as percentage of the total business, how much is that and at what rate will that grow?
Nikunj, I think, I had earlier mentioned that at some point in time, everything that we do is going to be digital. And today, digital is hygiene, right? Everything that we do, whether it is on the traditional side or on the new growth and transformation opportunity side, it involves a set of digital technologies. The new growth and transformation opportunity side, digital is going to be even going to be at the center and core of everything that comes into play for the solutions. In that context, I think digital, the way that I look at it is become hygiene, and nobody even talks about digital because they take it for granted.
Rajesh, just to take a leap from NGS's point, I completely understand that digital is now part of every ecosystem. You cannot isolate it. But is there a way where we can understand that the new business which you spoke about, the cloud migration, the M&A deals you're doing, the supply chain management business which you're doing, is there a number which we can look at is that this is the post-COVID new business which suddenly TCS has got?
Nikunj, at this stage, difficult to call it out, but I'll give you some color. For example, if you take cloud, now almost every single new program or project that is getting initiated, it is not that all of them are on cloud, but cloud is always on the table for a consideration set. So you're seeing participation or discussion about it across the entire spectrum. There is no industry, no nature of work that is being excluded. However, the adoption is still at its early stages. Even among large adopters, I think the adoption is well below 30%. And there are many others which are in the just getting into the 10%, 15% kind of a range. So large workload migrations are yet to happen. They are more currently along the lines of strategic commitments rather than actual migrations that have started off. And that is what, as that picks up, probably we'll be able to share more concrete numbers after some time.
I'm taking a word or a line, Rajesh, from yesterday's analyst call. And you've said that FY21 was a year when we had to stabilize the organization. FY22, now things are stable, processes are in place, work at home is something which is working excellently. It's time to implement the strategic agenda. What is that strategic agenda, Rajesh?
Nikunj, we had spoken a couple of years back also about how we want to make sure that the company is focused on unlocking future opportunities. And that is that whole space of growth and transformation that we're speaking about. Our ability to disrupt the traditional consulting model with a more innovation and contextual knowledge centric organic method that we have been propagating for quite some time now. That is the larger strategic agenda that NGS and I have been speaking about for quite some time. You will recall that the elements of it, we have been speaking to you about it even much before the COVID time, whether it be our investment in contextual knowledge, whether it be our investment in innovation, bringing our entire innovation ecosystem much closer to our overall business value delivery, our services reconfiguration to make them into more holistic combinatorial services. So all of these investments are coming together, and now last few weeks back, we announced our new brand articulation, which brings it all together and articulates it powerfully to support our ambition and our intent to step forward once again back on that strategic agenda to build out the growth and transformation opportunity.
NGS, there is a steady uptick in margins and something which your shareholders would start celebrating. I think it is visible in the way how the P multiple for TCS as a stock has gone higher. Now that new processes are getting implemented, a new architecture is also getting implemented, a new process of work at home is there. Are we in for this gradual and slow uptick? It may not be a quarter phenomenon, it may not be a 2-quarter phenomenon, but it's a phenomenon that margins gradually will start moving higher. I'm not asking for a guidance, but I'm simply trying to understand when you put all the factors put together, the net outcome on margins.
We are happy that, over the last 3 quarters, there has been a steady improvement in the margins and margin expansion is at play. And for all that, I think, we always stated that the 26 to 28 aspirational band is something that this business can deliver. And as a management team, we are very committed to it. What has worked for us is one is the growth. The growth is as much as an important lever for margin expansion as anything else, like whether it's currency or. But overall, working like this in a talent fungibility model and our own SPWS and the fact that a lot more work gets delivered from a lower cost location, all that will play into this. And some of the operating expenses like travel and related things has also been very low at this point in time. So as we move forward in a post-pandemic situation, some of these levers could alter. But I do believe that the 26 to 28 range that we want to operate is something that we will hold to it.
Rajesh, the way your model in the delivery and architecture of TCS is that it is aiming towards a double-digit growth. Once the base effect and normalization happen, do you think a double-digit growth will be aspirational or something which is high possibility? I'm not using the word probability, but the word possibility.
Definitely a high possibility. So as I've said, we are very committed as a management team to shoot for that and deliver that. And all our focus is on trying to find that sustainable model that will continuously unlock future opportunities for us to maintain that demand growth trajectory. And we are quite enthused by the way things are playing out. and the response that we are getting and the acceptance we are getting from our customers and other stakeholders. So definitely, I would qualify it as a high possibility.
And just to clear the area, Rajesh, when we say high possibility, we are taking the normalization and the base effect of FY22 away. FY22, we should not look at numbers. We all know that why. But when you say a double-digit growth is a possibility, you're talking about the normalized base.
Yes, Nikunj, again, once we start drilling into it, I don't want to get into giving guidance. Last year, at the peak of the volatility, we had stepped forward and made very definitive statements on where we see the growth trajectory and the recovery trajectory that we have spoken about. Now that we are back in an environment which is well understood by all stakeholders, we will decline from giving any further forward-looking guidance, as it were. But from a business model perspective, and I clarified that in the analyst call yesterday also, our business model and our strategic intent is to work towards that growth numbers that we spoke about.
NGS, post Q1 FY21, it was evident that TCS had made the impossible look easy, which is migration to work from home. Business had normalized and a new demand had unleashed. So with each passing quarter, NGS, can I say that your confidence, your belief and your ability to predict has only become better? Has your confidence with each quarter, NGS, increased?
Absolutely, Nikunj. I think, we owe it to all our employees who have wholeheartedly embraced the secure borderless workspaces, and their customer centricity and can-do attitude has really made this growth possible. Now, delivering 4+% of sequential growth across the 3 consecutive quarters is something that we are very proud of. And I think that the overall processes, the delivery models, digitally onboarding employees as well as our customers, executing everything to our perfect processes is something that we are very proud of. And overall, as Rajesh mentioned, the stability that we wanted to accomplish in our operating model is done. Now we are looking forward to capturing the demand on the growth and transformation side and play in the upstream opportunities that we see with every one of our customers and in the market at large.
Rajesh, closing comments. Do you expect that FY22 will be a very differentiated year for the industry? There was a time when what large cap IT companies did, that would apply for the entire industry. Given that every company is embarking on a different journey, different path, do you think the differentiation will now be more and more visible?
Absolutely, Nikunj. I think the path that we have embarked on is highly differentiated. And as I said, we have been investing in it for many years now and pulling together building blocks that are very unique to us and very deeply embedded in our heritage, whether it be our investment in R&D and the conversion of that into our innovation assets, our investment in organic talent development and the harnessing of contextual knowledge, our investment in actually broad-basing our service portfolio and still maintaining an organization structure that allows it to be stitched together into common service groupings. These are all highly unique to us and the outcome of a fairly clear vision on who we are and what we seek to do, and our commitment to invest into that path, and as we like to say now, to build on that belief and to continuously harness innovation and our collective knowledge to drive this growth agenda.
And just to wrap it up, Rajesh, on all count, whether it is deal pipeline, margin, visibility, client engagement, internal process, can I say this in a sense is one of the best ever quarter for TCS?
Nikunj, given that it is coming in an overall context of a slightly constrained kind of an environment, we are happy with the quarter, but I would leave it at that. We are more excited about the future.
To really look at all the basic parameters. Okay, which means you are saying that look, FY21 was great, but FY22 will be better. I'm putting words in your mouth. I hate to do that, but that's what I can interpret.
Absolutely. We definitely hope so, and we are quite confident about it.
Gentlemen, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. I really hope that we are out of this COVID crisis very soon, and I get to meet you in person very soon. I mean, the whole joy of meeting you at the TCS headquarters every quarter, having a cup of coffee, something I always look forward to, and let's hope that we get to do that engagement very soon. Stay safe, and thank you for joining us.